Alright guys, I am back here in my snake room, and the very last video, we went through all my females and figured out which ones we were going to pair up for the breeding season, for the 2018-2019 ball python breeding season. And I went back and counted all my females, and it actually looks like we have 13 females that we can pair up. And before we actually pair them up, I kind of wanted to go through all my males in this video and kind of take a look and see, kind of take an inventory of my males, and I kind of wanted to go through and take a weight on my males. So there's one pair of snakes that I was going to pair up. Take a look at this. This is Lucy, my my big, huge reticulated python. She's a female, and I was going to actually pair her up. I paired her up last year and she didn't go, and so I have a male for her. She's a white albino, and I have this purple albino that just shed out, and he's looking for a rat. I looked at him earlier, kind of destroyed his cage with the shed and went to the bathroom, and I need to clean this guy up and move him to another enclosure and give him a few rats. But I decided I'm going to give him one more year before I pair these guys up. And it's probably the only other pair of snakes besides my ball pythons that I'm going to actually breed. And at the last show, if you watched my video on the last show, I actually bought an enclosure for Lucy, and she is not happy in these tubs. She's been pushing and rubbing her mouth, and it's been kind of getting inflamed, and been dealing with a little respiratory infection. And I got a tub that's literally as big as this 6-foot table. It's about 18 inches high, and it's a really nice, made by Brace Exotics. They're gonna custom make it for me, and I'm actually gonna pick it up at the Reptilian Nation show, and that's coming up in about 2.5 weeks. So I'm really excited. I want to be vending there, selling some snakes, so that'll be really cool. So today, what I really want to do today is go through my males and figure out which males I have and what the weights are, and kind of figure out in my head which males I want to pair up with which females. And I kind of have some ideas on what I want to pair up, and I have some females that I'm kind of on the fence. Some females I have no clue what I'm going to pair up. So today, before I go through and actually make the pairing and make the schedule and get into all that, I just want to go through my males, kind of show you what I have. Going through my collection, I'll pull out every ball python male, and I'll set them up on the table here, set the camera up on a tripod, and we'll get a weight and we'll take a look at what we have. Okay, for my very first male, it is one of my holdbacks from last year. The only male holdback that I have out of my 9 holdbacks. The other 8 are females. And this is a pastel pinstripe bamboo. He's a real stunner. And he's coming in at 103.3 grams. And he probably won't be ready till about at least 500. They say 500 grams. I've actually bred snakes about 400 grams, and as the breeding season advances, they they increase in weight, and they reach 500 grams usually in the middle of the breeding season. Then they're still pretty much good to go. But he is a real stunner. I won't pair him up this year, but next year definitely he will make a good breeder. Okay, here is my Coral Glow 100% het pied, and I proved him out last year as a male. I didn't prove the het pied, but he was sold to me as 100% het pied. He's coming in at 1311.5, which is pretty respectable. Alright, take a look at this beauty. This guy just shed out. He's my pastel Desert Ghost male. Just pastel and Desert Ghost, and it just really pops. That Desert Ghost really brings out the yellow and the pastel. No other genes. It's pretty amazing. It almost looks like Spider or Enchi or something in there too, but there isn't. That Desert Ghost just kind of makes everything else kind of pop. And he's coming in at 1,128 grams. And of course, I'm going to pair him with my female pastel spider desert ghost, and hopefully I can get some more super pastel desert ghost spider combos, which would be really, really neat. Alright, if you've been watching my channel, you've seen this beauty of a snake. This is my big male bamboo. And this is this is where all my bamboo stuff came from. Last year, believe it or not, I paired him with, I think it was 10 females. And I think 7 of them laid eggs. And I think I kind of pushed him a little too far. He's just really running. He's taking off. He's coming in at 1,848 grams. Beautiful snake. So here's my scaleless head male that I purchased last year, and I think I paid $1,200 for him. Now the price has really come down. You can get them for a lot cheaper than that. And this is where all my scaleless head hatchlings came from. I have some scaleless head lemon blast females and a pastel female scaleless head that came from this guy. And let's see where he comes in at. He is 811.5. And when I bought him, he was less than 400. I think he was like 380 grams. And I started pairing him right away at 380 grams. And it took him about halfway through the breeding season before he even hit 500 grams, which is pretty much the rule of thumb of where you should breed a ball python. So even though I kind of took a chance on this guy, and I think I paired him up with several females, he definitely proved to be very competent at a very small size. Alright, here is probably my biggest male. He is a spider pied male. He's got quite a bit of a head wobble, but he is still a really beautiful snake. He's coming in at 1,834 grams. He is a beast for a male. And we kind of had a little misunderstanding about a week ago. I was feeding him a rat, and he actually missed the rat and got my hand and wouldn't let go. Probably one of the worst snake bites I had to date, I would say, from this guy. But even though he's got a head wobble, he's really friendly if you pick him up. He's got a really pretty intense feeding response, so he can really pound those big rats. So here's my albino pied male, and let's see what he's coming in at. He's coming in at 1,236 grams. And I'm giving both of my albino females the year off, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with this guy. I'll have to sit down and really hammer out the pairing and the schedule, maybe in the next episode. So here is just a straight pied male, one of the very first snakes that I bought. And he has been a pretty picky eater. Just recently he's come back on food. So we'll see what he's coming in as far as a weight, if I can keep him in the tub. Looks like 1,239 grams. He is a beautiful snake. So here's my very last male. He is a fire pied. He's got the pied gene, which is recessive, and then fire, which lightens all the dark spots. And let's see what he's coming in at. Looks like 1,143 grams. I actually paired him up last year with one snake, and she didn't go, which was unfortunate. Okay, so that's the rundown on my males. So now you kind of know what I have. And if you look back at the other video, you can kind of see my females. And I know a lot of people will probably have a lot of different opinions as far as what to pair up with what. And I'm thinking a couple things. Definitely my Desert Ghost female with my Desert Ghost male. Probably my Coral Glow 100% het pied. I want to cross with my pied female. I think I have one female pied that's going to go this year, hopefully. Hopefully it'll go. And maybe I'll get some Coral Glow hides out of the deal, which would be really nice. Especially if I had a female, I could hold it back, which would be really neat. So, so kind of the next step, and the next video will be the pairing and the scheduling, and we'll kind of go through that as we progress through the breeding season. This video is just kind of taking inventory of the males, taking stock of the females, and figuring out which ones we can breed. And still looks like we can have a pretty good breeding season. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.